Today we're going to be making the most amazing crispy skinned salmon and roasted radishes, which are pretty much the closest thing to potatoes that you're going to get on keto. So stay tuned because we think that you guys are going to like this one. So Sarah and I, we live by a philosophy we like to call technically keto, where we only care about being in ketosis. We also live by a philosophy that we made up called the 70-30 rule. That means that 70% of the time we eat whole, nutritious food so that 30% of the time we can make some really fun, indulgent recipes with you guys. That's the 70-30 rule. Eat 70% like this and save the 30% for those recipes that seem a little out there. Some of the recipes that we show you, save those for that 30% so that you can still be successful on keto. I think this is the first time we're actually cooking fish on this channel, right, Sarah?
Yes.
Funny story, I'm actually allergic to some kinds of fish, particularly white fish, any kind of white meated fish, white meat fish,
like
tilapia, cod. It just developed one day about, I don't know, probably 20 years ago, and I cannot eat white fish anymore. Honestly, I don't eat a lot of fish just because it has a bad connotation, but I can have salmon, but then again, I don't have it very often because once again I'm scared of eating fish because I just get really sick. So I do like salmon. Anyway, I'm probably gonna cut this out. No one cares. So I don't know if you guys know, but radishes are the closest thing that you're gonna get to potatoes on a ketogenic lifestyle. And when you roast radishes, they lose some of that really spicy type of radishy flavor, and they pretty much taste like whatever you put on top of them. I've taken these radishes, I've cleaned them, I've cut them into quarters, and I have them in this bowl. I'm going to be putting a couple tablespoons of avocado oil, a tablespoon of garlic powder, some salt, pepper. You can add other things like dried dill, rosemary. Whatever you normally like to eat on your potatoes, you can also do that with radishes. And to go along with this, because I really like ranch dressing, we're gonna be making a homemade ranch dressing to drizzle on top of the radishes and pretty much eat with everything else this weekend. So I'm excited to have a whole jar of this stuff. Roasting radishes is really simple. We have our oven preheated to 450 degrees. I added a couple tablespoons of avocado oil, garlic powder, salt, pepper, and some herbs. We used an Italian herb seasoning, but you can use whatever herbs suit your tastes. And now we're just gonna lay it on a baking sheet and pop it in the oven for about 30 minutes. I'm gonna check on it though because I'm gonna flip them midway. Next, we're gonna be making my favorite dressing of all time, ranch. Ranch is super easy to make. You can use dried herbs, but I prefer fresh herbs. The reason why we're gonna be making this right now is because it's going to go into the refrigerator, kind of meld the flavors together while our radishes cook, and the salmon is gonna be done last. So for this recipe, you will need some sour cream, mayonnaise. I like Duke's mayonnaise. I know it's not like the cleanest mayonnaise. You can use whatever kind of mayonnaise that you want. Don't worry about the ingredients. That will all be listed on our website, which we will link below. By the time this video goes up, I will have it populated onto the website for you. So you're gonna be needing parsley, dill, garlic powder, salt, pepper, sour cream, mayo. I also added in about 1/8 cup of water, which is also known as 2 tablespoons, to thin it out. Here it is. I'm gonna stick it in the refrigerator and we're gonna get on to cooking the salmon. So it's been about 20 minutes and I'm going to take these out and kind of flip them and then put them back in for 10 more minutes. Doing this left-handed is fun. I am not left-handed. So sorry about the torrential downpour that's happening right now, so the audio might be off a little bit. We're gonna start cooking our salmon now. I actually learned this technique of the crispy skin from Gordon Ramsay. Shout out to you if you're watching this video, which is like literally, I probably have a better chance of getting hit by lightning than Gordon Ramsay watching this channel. But you never know. We love you, Gordon. So my salmon fillets have been resting on a paper towel lined plate for about 20-30 minutes, and then I flipped them over with the skin side up and I put some salt on there, some coarse salt, so that the moisture will come out of the skin. It will make it nice and crispy. So I'm gonna pat our salmon fillets dry and I'm gonna put them on my cutting board, and then we're going to cut some lines into the skin so that it doesn't curl up on us while we're cooking it. Okay, and I know that some people might be turned off by the salmon skin, and honestly, I felt the same way. I would always eat the salmon like off of the skin or pull the skin off of the salmon for many years until I tried it this way. And I actually got this idea from Gordon Ramsay, like I said, but I decided to try to make it because I really like salmon skin rolls. I don't know if you've ever had those online. It's pretty much like crispy salmon skin in a roll, in a sushi roll, and those are really good. So I figure maybe eating the salmon skin, you know, would be good. And there are a ton of nutrients in salmon skin that you're missing out on if you don't eat the skin. So
Give it a try, cook it this way, cook it Gordon Ramsay's way, and you might be a new convert like I was. You're gonna need a sharp knife in order to make the slits on the skin, and maybe it's optional to do this, but I've always just followed Gordon Ramsay's recipe, which has you slicing the salmon skin to make sure that it stays flat, because you really want the contact between the skin and the pan in order to get that really crispy flavor out of it. So I took the heel of my knife and I went along and I put a light pressure back and forth until I could feel that I was cutting through the skin, and then I went and I made the slight cut through. You don't want to like cut all the way through the salmon. You just want it like a surface level cut on the skin just so that it opens up a little bit. So that's what I did to both fillets. I'm going to salt and pepper the fillets. I'm going to be adding a little bit of avocado oil into my pan, and we're going to get that really hot. And you're going to want to use an oil that has a high smoke point, like avocado oil, because you're going to want to like get this really crispy on that one side. So we're going to be doing the majority of the cooking on the salmon on the skin side, and then we will finish it off on the other side very shortly just to make sure that it's cooked through, and then we're going to serve it up and try it. It has been 3 minutes, and we're going to check to see how crispy our skin is. I cooked the salmon on the skin side for about 3 to 4 minutes on very high heat. I flipped it over and I turned off the heat, and I'm going to cook the salmon on the other side on low heat for about 2 to 3 minutes, and it should be ready to eat. This looks delicious. I'm excited to try it. I've actually never had crispy skinned salmon before, but let's try the potatoes first with our homemade ranch dressing. Oh my god, it's so good. That dressing is like so easy and amazing, and I really love it with the fresh herbs. It's good. Honestly, I do not miss roasted potatoes when I have roasted radishes. You just have to cook them a long time. The more you cook them, the less they taste like radishes. Very good. So I'm gonna dip the salmon in the ranch now. I've never tried this before, but I'm definitely gonna be making it like this from now on because it just adds such a nice texture to it. I think that you can even go crispier with the skin too, but we didn't want to scare too many people away. And if you would like to see another example of the healthy, nutritious food that we eat 70% of the time on our weight loss journey, you can click on the video on the screen and we'll see you over there. Anyway, I'm Emily and Sarah's behind the camera, and we are the Keto Twins signing out. That looks like all ranch. Cause it is. Closet ranch addict.
I am a ranch addict, and I'm proud.